Today we're going to talk about the top 8 reasons to request a cell phone number on a landing page. Actually, it could just be any old number, but it should be a phone number. So, hi, my name is Rebecca Cramer, and I am a social selling coach. I teach oh goodness, I'm going to turn off those notifications. What was I thinking? So, I teach my clients how to use social selling to actually grow their business and get sales. So please, I'm on all the different platforms. If you're in Clubhouse, go ahead and hit that plus button to invite people into the room. If you're anywhere else, please comment, subscribe, like, share. And I'm going to go over right now. Let's get to it. So, number 1, when we talk about the top 8 reasons to request a cell phone on a landing page, what do we have to do? So we need to, one of the benefits is that you're able to identify a decision maker. Maybe I have filled out a form. So let's just talk about this. Okay, so I connected with you on social media. Maybe what you're selling or what you were talking about was interesting to me. And so now I want some additional information. Well, if I want some additional information, I should be able to, so you should have a landing page, basically a page that you can collect people's information so that they could either subscribe to a newsletter or even just ask you for information. So a landing page is ideal for this. I will tell you, maybe I'll do this one tomorrow, the different components of a landing page. So there are 3 things that you should always ask for on your landing page. You should always ask for a first name. Do you need my last name? Because that makes me do extra work. Just a first name, just a name, an email address, and then a phone number. So the reason is so that you can actually make a call to that person. Maybe if it's the cell phone number, you can text them as well. So during that call, you need to be identifying decision makers, number 1. When you call someone, there's many different reasons why you call. You can obviously have a conversation. Hopefully you can sell in that. That would be amazing if you could sell in that very first call, but you're identifying decision makers. You are figuring out who can also influence the decision makers. So that would be number 2. So who influences the people that actually make the decisions, whether it's a consumer product or a B2B product or service or, whatever you're selling. Who are the decision makers? Number 1, who are the decision makers? And number 2, who are the people that can influence that decision? Number 3, by being able to make that call because they put their information into your landing page, you're going to be able to actually figure out what they need. Maybe not on the first call, but that's one of the reasons, one of the potential reasons, why you would want to include this information, that you're going to be able to ask them the questions and figure out what their problem is, what they need. So that's number 3. Number 4, how many email newsletters are you subscribed to? How many people have your email address? By being able to make a call and talk to someone on the phone, even send them a text message, you're creating interest. So you're allowing people to actually, be interested in your product or service. Whereas if they weren't on a phone call with you, that maybe you wouldn't be able to create that interest. Maybe you would be able to create that interest from the social media, but a phone call allows you to get capture someone's attention, right? So that was, I made notes. That's another way to be able to know what you're talking about when you go on a live is make notes ahead of time. So another top reason would be to get a meeting, get an appointment, ask for ask for time. Time is probably the thing that people struggle with the absolute most. It's an opportunity for you to actually get time on someone's calendar. So that's another one of the reasons. You can get additional contact information. Maybe they filled out a form. Maybe they gave you their information, but they don't, maybe on the call you would ask for their, I don't know, you could ask for their social media. You can get other contact information. Maybe they gave you their office number and now they're going to give you their cell phone number. So it's just a way to be able to get additional contact information, because when we're doing follow-ups or when we're trying to connect or engage people, it's so important to engage them in multiple different ways. If all you're doing is calling, you're just not going to connect with that person in the same way as if you were calling and interacting with them on social media and sending them emails. There's way more different ways, or there's different ways that you need to be connecting with them. And so certainly figuring out what the different ways that they have to connect with you, it's super important. You're moving that potential prospect, that potential person who's interested in buying from you, you're moving them from a cold call or from a cold lead to a warm lead. It's already a warm call. If you're making a phone call, it's already warm because they filled out the form on your landing page or wherever you collected the information. But now it's from, I don't really know you, I don't know what your voice sounds like, to we've connected, right? So if you gather this information, you're going to be able to do that. If you're not collecting this much information and you expect that someone is going to convert just by email, you're just not doing all the different things needed to actually be successful with digital marketing in general and social selling specifically when it comes to using social media to sell. And finally, to grow your pipeline, you need to constantly be growing your pipeline. And so if you are, you have their number, it just allows you to increase the amount of contact that you could have with them. And when you're increasing your interests or someone's interests, of course, you're increasing your pipeline. The warmer they are, the more they trust you, the more likely they will be to buy from you. Like the know, like, trust thing, it's always been the way it's always been, and it still is that way. If someone hears you on the phone or sees you on social media, especially when it comes to social media, especially if you mix in some of your real life, people will feel more like they know you. And the more they know you, the more likely they are to trust you. And the more they trust you, the more likely they are to buy, right? Same as always. I just want to see, I think I have a question. What software do you use to host your landing page? So there are some different options for hosting for landing pages. So ClickFunnels is the easiest. I use Go High. So I've recently, not that recently, but I found out about Go High Level. And so I love Go High Level because you can actually set up different automations like text messages and messages on social media. I love Go High Level. But really, you could even use like Flowdesk, for example. I think I have some of these links in I don't know, check it out if I do. If not, I'll link it. But Flowdesk, it's just an email newsletter platform. Actually, now that I say Flowdesk, I don't know if you can include your phone number. I'm not sure. But ClickFunnels and Go High Level for sure. So that's all for today. I hope that that makes sense, and maybe it encourages you to add that section. Don't make it mandatory. don't let yourself be prevented from collecting an email address because you're making a phone number mandatory. Certainly make it optional, and then take action, make the phone calls needed. So I thank you so much for joining me today. Again, Rebecca Cramer, and top eight reasons to request a number on a landing page. Tomorrow, let me know what you would like me to come on here and talk to you about tomorrow. I'm going to be doing this all week, just really short little lives. And don't forget to join my free Facebook group. If you're not in there already, it's Social Selling Growth Hustlers. Maybe you're listening or watching from that page right now, or from that group right now. And yeah, thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to hang up on 10th. It feels like 10,000 different lives that I'm doing. So thanks, guys.